Hey guys, this is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Now, this is the remake of the game for the Nintendo Switch. Originally, this game was released for the original Game Boy in black and white. They then came out with a remake of the game. The first remake was a color remake of it. It was Link's Awakening DX for the Game Boy Color. This was still way back in the 90s. Those first two versions were made in the 90s. This is the 21st century remake for the Nintendo Switch. Now, this is a top-down 2D Zelda game, except it's 3D. So this version, the previous versions were 2D. This version is 3D, but you still play it from a top-down view, and the gameplay is basically the same. You walk around in a, it's a 3D world, but it's the same view and everything as it would be in 2D, and they basically, it plays the same way as the original game, and they did a good job of keeping the map the same and keeping mostly all the features and gameplay elements the same as the original game. They got as close as you possibly could to the original game while making it a 3D game. They did a really good job of keeping things the same and staying true to the original while making it 3D. Now, this isn't the same type of 3D as other Zelda games that have been released, so this was not, this is not like the Ocarina of Time. This was not like the Wind Waker or any others. It doesn't use cell shading, and it doesn't look like any of the other types of 3D Zelda games. So the type of 3D they used, this was new. This was something new for the Zelda series. They made it almost look like a claymation or like a stop motion clay. Now the movement is a lot smoother. It's not like stop motion movement, but like if you've ever seen those movies made out of clay figures that in those old stop motion videos, this looks like the 3D figures and everything in this game looks like almost it's made out of clay. It's really polished and nice looking, but it almost looks like it's a physical thing that someone created. Anyways, if that makes sense. But yeah, you see the video in the background. That's basically what the game looks like, and it's a unique look and feel. And yeah, it came out really well. I feel like that's a really great way for a Zelda game to look, and given the way you play Zelda games, I feel like this is the look for a Zelda game, and this is how Zelda games probably should look, especially for, a top-down 2D Zelda game, not like a traditional 3D Zelda game, like where you can change the camera angle, like in Ocarina of Time or Breath of the Wild or any of those. But for a top-down game like this is Link's Awakening, which is similar to the other top-down Zelda games, whether they be 2D or 3D, it's still top-down. I feel like this is the right look and feel for it. This matches really, the look and feel for this and the way they did the 3D design with this really matches really well, and I feel like that's the perfect match for this. Now, this game was a really interesting game. It's not a mainline series Zelda game, so it doesn't follow, it doesn't quite follow the same pattern as a mainline Zelda game. Like, you're not trying to save the world, you're not in Hyrule, and you're not trying to fight Ganon or save Zelda. So the Princess Zelda actually is not in this game, and you only have Link, even though Zelda's the name of the game, and it follows the main hero from Zelda, the Legend of Zelda games. The Princess Zelda is not actually in this game. So this game takes place on an island. Basically, you start the game out, you wash up on an island, wake up on the beach, and you have some people take care of you and stuff, and you have to slowly, you get your sword back, your shield, and so on, and you go out throughout the game, and it does follow the basic formula for a Zelda game. You play multiple different dungeons, you explore a 2D overworld, you enter and explore multiple different dungeons, you get power-ups, you get heart containers, you get different weapons and items that you can use for various purposes that unlock different areas of the game, and there are different villages and areas you can go and visit, talk to different NPCs, fight different monsters, and all the normal stuff you'd expect from a Zelda game. And it's a pretty solid Zelda game, and almost call it a mainline Zelda game. But this was originally a mobile Zelda game. I guess technically now on the Nintendo Switch it's still mobile, but this was a 2D Zelda game originally designed for the Game Boy. Now, this takes place on an island, and so it's isolated in that sense. It's not in Hyrule, And the idea is, this is kind of a spoiler, so skip over this if you don't want it spoiled. But basically, the whole game is basically supposed to be a dream, but you're not the one dreaming. You somehow got pulled into the dream of this creature called the windfish. So if you see this egg on the top of the mountain here, that's, I guess, the egg of the windfish. And the whole island and its inhabitants are just this dream created up by the windfish. So when the windfish stops dreaming, everything in the island stops existing. But the whole point of the game isn't to fight the evil Ganon who kidnapped Zelda, but the whole point is to wake up the windfish, because that's your only way to escape the island. So if you can escape, so you have to gather these different instruments, and you can wake up and this girl you meet at the beginning of the game, she basically sings this song, the Ballad of the Windfish, and I guess eventually you end up awakening the windfish, and that's how you escape the island yourself, because you're from outside the dream. So you wake up the windfish and you're able to escape the windfish's dream. However, all the kind of sad part of it is that all the inhabitants of the island are just the windfish's dream, and they kind of cease to exist when the windfish wakes up. Presumably, I don't know, maybe they exist on in its memory or something, however you want to view it. That's kind of the idea behind the game. Interesting idea, a lot of interesting characters in this game, a lot of fun things, a lot of fun characters. Sometimes in Zelda games, some of the more quote-unquote fun characters are a little weird, and sometimes, there's some variety in that. Some are better than others, but in this game, I would say the fun characters are just plain fun. Now, another thing I'd like to point out while we're talking about this game, some of the characters in this game, so there are differences. Now, I don't know about for the Switch version of this game, but for the Game Boy versions of the game, there were differences between the Japanese version and the US version. And I forget off the top of my head about like the European versions and other versions of the game, but I know between like the Japanese version and the US version, there were certain things that were more acceptable or that they could get away with in the Japanese version that would not go over as well in the US market. So they had to, they modified the game for the US version. So just interesting things. You can look that up on, I think, the Wikipedia site or some site. They'll list out differences and discuss them, which was just kind of another interesting thing about this game. Anyways, if you want a fun Zelda game, this is it. It's not quite the same. It's not the same feel as a game like Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, or Breath of the Wild, or any of those Zelda games. It's not that type of 3D game. The gameplay itself is way more like a regular 2D Zelda game, but it is fully 3D. It's not 3D in the sense that you can change your camera angle. So you have like a fixed camera angle that sort of moves around, and the look of it is, it has a very unique look. Fixed camera angle, and it plays, the gameplay itself is like a 2D top-down Zelda game. So that's what you get with Link's Awakening. Terrific game. I played the original, well, not the original, but I played the first remake, which was the 2D Game Boy Color version of this game. So Link's Awakening DX, I played that. That was amazing. Then I played through this one, also amazing. Both terrific games. This one stayed true to the original. Absolutely love it. This is an excellent Zelda game. Now, if you're just don't expect it to be like, Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, or any of those others. It's closer to, like I said, it's closer to a top-down 2D Zelda game, but in 3D with this specific look. That's what you're getting with this. It's a solid game, amazing game. I absolutely loved it. Highly, highly recommend it. One of my top favorite games to buy. So there you have it. Now, if you like this kind of content, if you like Zelda, if you like games, if you want gaming content, we do retro games, modern games, consoles, PC games, all sorts of gaming content. If you like that kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on our new content. And, maybe give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. What's your favorite Zelda game? Have you played this one? Did you play the original? What were your thoughts on it? Did you like it? Any complaints? Whatever you want to say, leave a comment down below. But that is about it for today. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.